Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hailey, it's the Dharawal people.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Hi there, this is not Jennifer Coolidge, and that was my audition for Rita Repulsa in the new Power Rangers Gay Force. It's all full of homosexuals. Anyways, I'm not sure if I can talk about that. So in the meantime, listen to Drag Me Out Official and talk about that with your friends.
This video is not sponsored by Jennifer Coolidge or Power Rangers, but supported by a flaming Midwestern homosexual with nothing better to do at this time.
And listen to the podcast, dumbass.
Now, a quick word from our unsponsored sponsors.
Do you want to go to sleep with a different celebrity every night? Do you ever think of smothering someone, but your pillow is too basic? Then we have the perfect pillowcases for you. Hero Huggers by Rennie. Hero Huggers by Rennie encourages testing on animals. According to the scientists at Drag Me Out University, they have proven results that people who purchase Hero Huggers by Rennie improve their sleep by 83.768%. Phones are ringing off the hook with orders, so get yours now. Or alternatively, go to Hero Huggers by Rennie on Etsy. Sleep soundly knowing your heroes are right next to you. Hero Huggers by Rennie, where heroes lie. No animals were harmed during the making of this commercial. No one at Drag Me Out Official has a science degree, but they have watched things about Scientology. No research has been done to support these statistics except our own biased opinion. Pillow not included.
Who am I today? Who is anyone?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here in the moon of Endor? We look like we're on a Star Wars set.
The Dane Tree Forest, actually.
The Dane Tree?
I don't know. I could have made that up.
Because I fully expect to see like an Ewok zooming past me on one of those things from like Return of the Jedi. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Welcome to Drag Me Out. I'm Jedi Cass.
I'm Obi-Wan Hailey. That was very nerdy of us.
It was very, very nerdy, but
Yeah.
I'm absorbing the backdrop.
Okay. I just like green. I'm into green. I'm in my green era.
Yeah. Is that environmentally friendly green or just the color green?
Just the color green.
Oh, fair enough. You may find that we're a little bit more laid back because it's a fucking Friday. It's been a week and a half for her, and it's been a day and a half for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Been up since 3 a.m. It's now 8 p.m. So I
Yeah, but you're young. You'll get over it.
Not that young. Not that young
Yeah.
anymore.
So we're just going to talk our usual shit until Hailey, although you don't have to edit very much anymore, which is fantastic. So, we're just going to talk our usual shit until they unfreeze Han Solo and he comes running through the forest to come and get us.
Is it your extent of Star Wars knowledge characters? You got any more?
No, because my earliest memories are going to see Star Wars movies.
4, 5,
So
6.
4, 5, 6. Yeah.
The best.
Yeah, like in the very, very, very late 70s and stuff. Like my mum, when you used to go to the movie theater, then if it was a big blockbuster type movie, right? There was no such thing as like fire rules, and you kind of only have a certain amount of people. People were sitting on the stairs in the actual movie theater to see like Star Wars. People were like, you'd have to walk through Darth Vader's helmet out front of Hoyt's in the city to go in and stuff. So like I saw the OGs at the movies, the Star Wars, which is, what is it, like New Hope or whatever it is, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Like, I have knowledge when it comes to the Star Wars stuff.
So nerdy.
You know, I am the child of a nerd. Took me to Star Trek conventions and shit too.
Mhm.
So what do I do now? I go to drag conventions instead. I'm trying
Same
to
thing.
reverse the nerd.
Same
No, I'm
thing.
trying to reverse the nerd. The true nerd. Strike that, reverse. Although I have gone to a Comic-Con as well. So take from that what you will. How was your week?
Long. Took them 6
Mhm.
hours to move us,
Yeah.
and they were lovely. That's all I want to talk about that. So I'm going to my musings.
Okay. Because when you do that, I've actually got some fun facts.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, you know, line dancing?
Mhm.
I always thought until quite recently that it was called lion dancing. I don't know why. You know, like someone says it and it's like line dancing, but it kind of sounds like lion. Lion dancing. Lion dancing.
Yeah, I'm just looking down my nose at you because that's the most ridiculous thing I've
But
ever heard in my
I
whole
never
entire life.
questioned
And I
it.
expected more. I expected more from you than
I
that.
don't
But
this
okay,
is
lion dancing.
I don't follow up questions. Why is it called lion dancing? I don't know.
Lion
It's not.
dancing.
It's called line dancing. Enunciate.
Okay, so I have a question for you. If
Yes.
it's called lion dancing,
Mhm.
do they do it on the main stage? You're welcome.
I don't
As in a
understand.
lion's mane?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot to laugh at that one. So
Fuck you. Someone out there, give me a pity laugh,
definitely
please.
laughing at you. So
Okay, so
what's the difference between famous and infamous?
okay, I'm just going to go by what I believe.
Okay.
So famous is somebody who is recognized for a good thing, and infamous is somebody who is recognized for a bad thing.
Okay.
So if you're famous, right? Because you're
We've got 1,000 views on YouTube. Yes, go on.
yeah, right. Okay, so if you're famous for that reason and it's a good thing, you're famous, right? So let's just say that the 1,000 people who watched that video were watching you rob a bank and they all know that you've robbed the bank, you would be infamous.
So
So
good either
infamous is
way.
bad. Yeah, but infamous is bad. Yeah.
And why do we say February? Why don't we say it February?
Because Australians do not like to pronounce R's if we can help it.
But I don't think does anybody pronounce it February?
Well, how would the Americans do it? February. No, they pronounce the R.
February.
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 I don't know.
We all know that Australians are laconically lazy. Laconically meaning speaking lazy.
It's also hard
And we
to
don't
say.
like to pronounce our R's. Well, that's because we don't like to pronounce the R. Like we have a beer. Come over here. I can't
Beer.
hear you. Beer, here, February. They do pronounce the second R.
February.
There it is. Yeah.
February.
So it's just an Australian thing. We are very lazy when it comes to speech.
Okay, I'm okay with that. So I'm not a fan of MasterChef.
Okay.
But I've watched the last couple of seasons. But this last season, because he died, it's weird.
You know, I thought so too. And I watched the first couple of episodes and I was like, I just can't.
I sort of have it on the background sometimes because sometimes they make something and I'm like, oh, that looks nice. But that's pretty much it. But it's
But then you
really
go,
strange.
yeah, but then you go, Jock's dead.
Yeah. I can't believe that they're still going.
Well, they recorded the whole season.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems like a respect thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but his family gave full permission and all of that because they
Of
were.
course, because they get paid for it.
But then what they had to do was the producers and editors had to go in and check every episode to see whether or not there was something that was said or hinted to or whatever it was by whatever leading to his condition. And if there was, they'd have to edit it out.
Yeah.
So they had to go through all of that as well. But yeah, it's weird.
So
You're
what
right. I just
they do in a lot of reality shows that I watch, because I watch a lot of crap, where if somebody is found to have done something, say mid-season of something, what they do is they edit them out really badly. They're still there, they're still in the background, but they completely edit their parts out in the future
It's like,
episodes.
what is it? Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race
Yeah, when they had to
with
edit out.
Cherry, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Cherry pie, cherry ripe. I don't know. Yeah, but they couldn't do that with Jock because he was one of the judges.
Yeah, they just go, oh, Andy liked it. Whatever the fuck her name is liked it. I can't stand to watch her eat. And then that's it. No one else got to eat it. They had 3 portions.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, it's a bit weird. But I'm sticking to it. I'm almost done. I think I already know who wins anyway, but I just have it on the background. I tried to watch because I pay for binge. I don't use anyone's account. But I tried to watch the Great British Bake Off.
Don't slag that off. That show is fucking gold.
I started from season 1. It is it is so incredibly dull. It's like
No, it's not.
shortbread. Let's go into the history of shortbread, and then they go to the
Yeah,
factories.
but that's the first season. You got to
look. I will.
It takes off. The Great British Bake Off is one of the best shows ever.
I want to know. Yeah.
One of the good things about the Great British Bake Off is that it spawned the Great Australian Bake Off and gives us Maggie Beer each week.
No, it's very dull. I don't really care about the history of cake. I don't. It's like Antiques Roadshow but for cakes.
Don't piss on my joy. I love those shows. Shut up.
On your joy.
Don't piss on my joy.
Does it make your life seem exciting? Is that why you love it?
No, part of the reason why I really love watching Antiques Roadshow is when they sit there like with their head up their own ass thinking they've got this like precious heirloom type thing, and then they go, it's worth £70. you see them go, yeah, you see them go like this, you go, oh, but it's priceless to me because Grandmama gave it to me. Like you can see their mind ticking over. Yeah.
No, that's my favorite part too. Got another TikTok hack. First one about the hiccups. Didn't work.
It's bullshit fucking.
Tried it a lot. Works. So, you know how you like struggle to burp sometimes? Like you get that feeling that you want to burp?
Yes.
Now, it's going to sound strange, but I've done it. Get your boob. Shake it around. And then you burp.
Oh, you don't even have to do that.
No, I know. It just looks funny doing it.
Yeah, it does. But you don't even have to do that. You literally just rub in between them.
Oh, yeah.
And what it does is it agitates the esophagus, which causes you to burp.
I was in the car shaking my boobs out, burping away. Works.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why didn't you just get husband to pat you on the back a couple of times, baby style?
I
put
used
your head
to do
over his
that.
shoulder, and he could just like he could pat your back, and you think you're good on you, sweetheart. There you go. Put your back to bed now.
When I was pregnant, he burped me all the time. I forgot the other thing. Okay, so what do you think false eyelashes were invented for?
No, I probably do actually know the answer to this when you say it.
Okay, so they were actually used to be called cumbrellas. In 1882, London prostitute Gerda Peridal invented elongated eyelashes or cumbrellas to block semen from getting in working girls' eyes that are worn today as common fashion. Cumbrellas. You're welcome.
And then we watch those makeup tutorials from drag queens on YouTube, and they're like, you're nothing without your 301s or whatever it is. Little did they realize it serves two purposes.
It does. Probably
It does.
good purposes for them. Anyway,
You're welcome.
that's my
Yeah.
musings. The more you know.
Nice.
Kidding, sir.
The more you know. Yeah. So I'm just going to throw it out there. My week was just blah.
Mhm.
Nothing over monumental happened for me this week, really. The end. I mean, I know it's been a couple of weeks. Nothing really happened last week either. That I can recall. I just went to the football with my mum last week. Her team lost. Boo-hoo. The end. That's been pretty much my last 2 weeks. Okay, so you've got your little musings.
Mhm.
I got some stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Let's just say I was on a break at work and happened to be at my computer at the same time when
Mhm.
this magically appeared. All right. You've probably heard this one. If you haven't, you're about to find something. So the average person walks past 36 murderers in their lifetime.
Not a lot.
No.
I feel I would walk past more.
Even less if you're agoraphobic. Walk past 36 murderers in one's lifetime, on average.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. So dogs like squeaky toys because they sound like prey that has been frightened or injured.
Huh.
Kind of makes it like you kind of look at toys. I've known this one for a little while. It makes you look at animal toys a lot different. You're just kind of like, I'm not buying the squeaky ones.
Mainly because they're annoying, but yeah.
Okay, so another interesting fact number 3.
Mhm.
Okay, people who stay up late have more psychopathic tendencies than those who go to sleep early. You're a shift worker, you fucking psycho.
I go to bed at like 5 o'clock at night, so
Okay, I actually found that one interesting considering that I did night shift for so long. Here's another sad. Okay, there are over 200 frozen bodies on Mount Everest that are used as waypoints for climbers.
oh, that's not nice. Oh, look at Cheryl over there. Just
Yeah.
uni
Turn
base
left at
camp now.
Cheryl. You turn left at Cheryl. You turn right at Walter, and then you just follow the train of everybody else waiting to summit, because you know that you've got to wait in line to summit.
What do you mean?
There are so many people who climb Mount Everest, right?
Mhm.
That when you actually get to go to the peak to summit Everest, you have to wait for your turn.
How long's that?
There's
How
a
long's the wait?
lineup. It can be hours.
Oh, look over there.
Oh, look at I was gonna say, look at the summit over there. Check me out on the summit. Take a selfie, yeah. And you know what? They take selfies and they've got like their face covered up and they've got like all of these like masks and shit over them, and like could be anybody up there. Next
Yeah.
time someone sends a selfie, like, if someone puts a selfie up on the internet of them going to Everest, I'm just going to download it into my phone and go, hey, check out the day I summited Everest.
Yep.
Took me 3 hours in line. I had to turn left at Trevor, right at Kimberley, and circle around Douglas, and then I finally got to summit. And here's my
Lucky George left his shoes on and we were the same size.
Exactly. I actually remember watching a documentary once about how they would send the Sherpas up. It was a cleanup, It was almost like Clean Up Australia Day.
Clean up the
Because
dead body day.
well, no, they leave the dead bodies there. But what it is so when they actually go up to Everest, right? The equipment that has been used and they don't require anymore, because it's still all cumbersome, they fucking drop it just wherever they are. So they ended up having a big drive and getting all of these like Sherpas and mountain climbers and stuff to go up there to actually get all the rubbish and bring it back down to base camp because there was so much of it. Apparently, it's just like a fucking junkyard up there with a line.
That's sad.
It is, isn't it?
God, people ruin everything.
They do. And then what makes it even worse is when like documentaries show that people ruin everything. So interesting fact number 5. Are you ready for this one? This one kind of freaked me when I first wrote it down. Okay. The picture for your funeral may have already been taken.
Ooh. I hope so.
Yeah. I read that one and I went, I got to stop pulling faces in my fucking photos.
Oh yeah, I got a good one for you. The one
Yeah, I saw
sent-
that.
the one I sent you.
So on that, right? So the next fact is, are you ready for this one? You pass the anniversary of your death every year. Okay, last one. Humans have enough bite power to bite their own finger off. The only thing that stops us is our own natural protection mechanism.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stops us. People who don't have that can actually do it. You can actually, I remember reading this years ago too, you can actually bite your own finger off.
I don't want to. Why would I need to do that?
No, but I'm just saying, interesting facts, bitch. You've had a week, especially with removal as and such. Anything bursting your pancreas?
Telstra.
Fucking Telstra. Yeah, what about him now?
I'm waiting for Telstra. So I messaged them ages ago, just on a little Telstra app, being like, hey, I'm moving soon. What do I need to do with my internet? What do I need to do? And he's like, don't worry about it. Move. Let us know. Takes about between 4 and 10 days or whatever, but you can work off the 4G network until the NBN kicks in, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. We moved in on Tuesday. I called them probably in the afternoon. I was like, look, just moved. This is a new address. It's plugged in. It's working. My phone's connected to the Wi-Fi. It's obviously not connected to the NBN. It's just roaming around 4G. She's like, okay, no worries. And she went through this whole. I was on the phone for like 25 minutes listening to the terms and conditions, and they have that weird Filipino American accent.
Yep.
Okay, Hailey. And it was real high pitched. Like I couldn't even hold the phone to my ear because it was like irritating. Anyway, she did the whole spiel, and she's like, I'm like, so what do I need to do? What? Just tell me what I need to do. She's like, just in about an hour. I'm like, oh, so when we started this conversation, turn off the modem, turn it back on. Should work. No worries. If it doesn't, just give it a couple of days. I'm like, okay, cool. No worries. I get a message. I get an email. I get another message. Your order has been dispatched. There's a problem with your order. Please call Telstra. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I left it because I was busy and I was doing other shit. They called me the next day. Someone from Telstra. Don't know his name. Hufflepuff, higgledy-piggledy. I don't care. And he says to me, you're getting a new modem. I'm like, why? This is only like 6 months old because the first one you gave us was a dud and it died.
Mhm.
And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. Cool. I'm like, so now what? He's like, well, I'm going to turn it off at the old address. I'm like, is that going to affect my modem that I've got here? He's like, no, it shouldn't. I'm like, okay. He goes, okay, thanks. Your modem should arrive in the next couple of days. Just turn it on, call us, whatever. I'm like, okay. Soon as he hangs up, my husband's like, internet's out. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I call him back. At this point, I'm yelling. You know, how, like you get on your phone and you're like, operator, operator, operator,
Yep.
and they're like,
Yeah.
press this now, operator. And I finally get onto someone. I'm like, please tell me why I need a new modem, why a new modem's getting sent, and why is my internet now not working when it was working fine until I talked to one of you fuckers. I remitted the fuckers because then I know that they'd hang up on me and I didn't really want that. Anyway, they're not sure why I'm getting sent a new modem. No one knows. Something about not being compatible. I think that's a bullshit. I think that's a bullshit excuse. Like, anyway, got the new modem today. Think it's working. It seems to be working. We're on Zoom, so something's happening. I think it's on the 4G network still. Like, so it's not kicked in yet. But if I have to pay for this new modem, because my thing was, I'm not paying for the old modem to be returned. You guys will be paying for the postage.
Mm.
And I'm not paying for a new modem.
Mm.
They're like, no, you shouldn't pay for that. It's all fine and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I feel like I'm just going to get dicked with a bill in the next 3 months. So Telstra, you're one of the most expensive plans. We had to go with Telstra in our old house because one, they're the only people that really give you modems now. Every other small company, you have to buy your own modem.
Yeah.
So we went with them, and because of where we were, it was just the only network that really worked well. Plus, our phones are with them, so it's just easier to have it all in one. But get your shit together.
We're still waiting for a technician that was supposed to turn up to our apartment 4 weeks ago.
Did you make a hat? Waiting for Telstra.
Almost. Because we have problems since we've moved into this apartment. We had the problem of, so you had to change your address with them so they can blah, 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 blah. So we did that, and then they kept sending the technician to the old address. So then we're going, okay, it's only 400 meters down the road. Just send him here. Oh, no, we have to do the order again. We're like, this is the third time. So then we've actually been operating off the 4G, dropping in and out for, I think, nearly 2 years in this apartment now. And then we lost the internet, and my wife handles that stuff because I get shirty on the phone.
So does me. So
And
does my husband. So
yeah, and she speaks their lingo. And so she was on the phone. I was at work in the office, and she had to keep contacting me because they kept sending my phone the code that she needed to whatever. So they said, okay, we're going to send a technician out, blah, 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 blah. We're still waiting for them. Like, fuck them. Like, I've got internet, drops out. Like, it's always dropped out. It's inconvenient at times, especially when it happens halfway through a show. But then, we just, our NBN box does not work. But sometimes it does. Like, does this make any sense? No, it doesn't. But as long as we're still getting internet, whatever. If it cuts out every now and then, that's fine. But in this day and age, and you're right, we do pay a lot of money for Telstra. I keep threatening to move my business elsewhere, but I don't want to pay for a new modem. Like,
they've got us.
They've got us. They found our price. They've got our number. It's just the way that it is. So Telstra, fucking get your shit together. Actually, today my internet dropped out. I was working from home. My internet dropped out, and I had to hotspot, which I'm not a fan of doing because it just sucks up your data. And so I actually sent them a message going like, is there actually an outage here or whatever it was? And they go, yeah, I think it was a yeah. Yeah, they said yeah, because they're actually doing some works just down on the road. And I'm like, so I'm hotspotting. So if I lose my data, are you going to pay for my data? Like, how is this working? And they're like, oh, it's only a minor inconvenience. I'm like, okay, a minor inconvenience. All right. But by that time, the internet had gone back on my thing. So I was just like, whatever.
While that first bitch was on the phone to me, she goes to me, oh, about your mobile service, you're actually on an off-market plan and you're going to be forced to migrate to another plan. I was like, is that my fault? I don't want to upgrade my phone. Works perfectly fine. I don't want to change my plan because I pay a cheaper, I think I get 180 gigs.
Hmm.
But I didn't know that they could just like make you go onto a different plan.
When have we got, because we do prepaid, right?
Yep.
So we started out with, I think it was Woolworths Mobile, and we got this really good deal with them. And then they decided to merge onto Vodafone. And no, it was Optus. They decided to merge onto Optus, and they said, okay, we're actually migrating everything over, but you get to keep your plan, which was not an Optus plan. And we actually got to keep it for a really long time until we decided that was shit, and we went to Vodafone and got a better deal. But yeah, they were like, this is the plan. This is what you've been on. It's not your fault. We're moving you over. You get to keep the good stuff.
So that was my pancreas. Telstra. Fuck you. Fuck you, Telstra. Telstra. Nah, Kim, make him wait.
Telstra.
And Telstra annoys your pancreas. But is there anything else that particularly annoyed your pancreas?
I got a twofer.
Mhm.
I got a twofer because I stole one from Jack. But it actually happened to me the other day, so I am now claiming it.
Mhm.
You get on public transport, we get on public transport, right? You sit down, whatever it is starts to become a little crowded. Okay. You get the rando person sitting next to you. That's not a problem. That's what you sign on for when you get onto the public transport, that is going to happen, especially if it starts to get a bit crowded. You're like, I can live with it. I don't have that much of a problem with it now because I don't take up so much of the seat anymore. So if someone wants to sit next to me, more power to them. I always smell great in the morning and in the afternoon. I actually smell great, right? However, when it pulls up at a bus stop or a train station where there is going to be a mass exodus of people, right? Why do I always end up sitting next to the person who doesn't want to move to an empty seat after that happens? Why? I'm sitting there and I've got fucking was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday's old broad was like bleach blonde 75-year-old Barbie who was dressing 30 years too young, like too young
That'll
for
be
herself,
me.
right?
Go on.
So she's sitting next to me. Stop at a big bus stop where almost half the bus get off. I'm at the next bus stop, right? Almost half the bus get off. When I say half the bus get off, that means that almost half of the seats become empty on the bus. I know that she doesn't get off at my bus stop because I've seen her on the bus before and she's always staying on the bus when I get off, right? Literally the seat next to us empties. Does the old bitch move over? No. So then what happens is when we pull up to my bus stop, I've got to do the whole, oh, excuse me, sorry, and wait for her to move her shit. I nearly tripped over a bag yesterday because she had 3 bags. She had a fucking handbag, she had a bloody gym backpack, and then she had a laptop bag. I mean, bitches at retirement age. Retirement means stop working. You stop working, you're not in my way on the bus. So
You're being a bit ageist.
I don't fucking care. I
I'm
don't care.
definitely the first person, if there's an open seat, to jump right across.
Exactly, because I don't want to touch strangers, and I don't want them touching me. But what made it even worse was, bitch, when she went to sit down on the thing, almost sat on my lap. Right? But what made it worse, and the reason why she did that was because she was swinging all of her shit into the foot area where we put our feet and stuff, that she had to try and stand over that to be able to sit on the seat without breaking her legs and her fucking neck. So she almost ends up on, I'm just sitting there, minding my own business, looking at my phone, watching, I don't know, Drag Me Out Official on YouTube and like minding my own business. And then I almost end up with 75-year-old fucking Veronica on my fucking lap. It's not right. People of the public, I implore you, If you have to sit next to somebody because it's full, the moment something empties, you fuck your ass up and out.
Oh, I am also one of those people that if I'm boxed in, I will say, excuse me, get up, move past them, and then go sit in an empty seat. I will still do it. I don't care. I want you to know that I don't want to sit next to you.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, like fucking like this is a public service announcement.
We do a lot of
This
those.
isn't even
We
we
just
do.
we just try and help people to be better humans.
Exactly. So here's my other thing. I told you this was a twofer.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not too sure whether or not this falls under pancreas or musings.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put it out there. So I'm watching the weather the other day because we've had up and down weather all week. And one must know what one has to wear the next day in order to be able to satisfy the weather gods.
Mhm.
Can somebody please explain to me why they give you a temperature? They go, it's 25 degrees, but it feels like 15.
I have this argument, not argument, but like conversation with my husband all the
If it
time.
feels like 15, then it's fucking 15.
It's so from my understanding, they obviously take the temperature from in certain parts. It's not all over.
I know. I actually know it, but it
Yeah.
annoys me. Don't give us the two temperatures.
Yeah, no.
Because this is what happens, right? They go, okay, so it's going to be a nice balmy 29 degrees in Sydney town tomorrow, but it's going to feel like 24. So someone goes, okay, well, I'll wear a long sleeve shirt. And then they wonder for the rest of the day why they're fucking stinking hot and sweaty because the feels like temperature is not the actual temperature. You see what I mean?
Yes, no,
It just
with you.
It's annoyed the fuck out of me for a very long time because in summer it's actually kind of fine, but in winter when they go, it's -2 degrees, but it feels like -17. There's actually quite a lot in that. You know, we're talking about 15 degrees,
Today
which
was
could mean the difference
strange.
between the what?
Today was strange. Like the weather today was strange. Like 6
Yeah,
6 a.m. No, 5 a.m. It was
pissed down with rain this morning.
it rained all night. And then at 5 a.m. it was starting to warm up. And then by 7 o'clock it started to get cold again. And
And then it
it
was
rained.
cold for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it was really
Rained until
weird.
about 11 o'clock, and then it was cold for the rest of the day. And I ducked out before you sent me the message tonight.
Mm.
I ducked out and I walked back in and I said to my wife, I went, it's fucking cold out there. She goes, yeah, that's because there's a breeze. I went, no, there's no breeze now. It's just cold.
It's really windy here.
Because when I went out for a cigarette, when it was raining this morning about 10 o'clock, I had to turn my back to the rain because like normally I can there's a little bit of a covering, but the rain was coming in every direction and I was like, just suck it up. So I turned my back to the rain and I was shivering because A, the weather was cold, B, it was windy, and C, the water that was hitting me was cold.
What did it feel like though? What was the temperature?
What did it feel like? It felt cold and wet. That's how it felt. But that was the other thing. So yeah, so I go onto my Apple Weather, and it said the temperature was like 16 degrees, and it said felt like 13. And I'm like, well, I feel 13 degrees because I was out there. It was cold. I got wet. It was cold. It was cold water. I don't understand. You know?
Yeah.
I don't. It's like somebody who is a princess and decides to act like an asshole, and they go, yeah, but she felt like a queen. and then everyone's got to go, oh, yeah, no, you're right. She felt like a queen. That's her excuse for being a dickhead. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I don't understand. Well, I do understand meteorology because I was in a relationship with somebody who studied meteorology.
I can't believe that's a degree, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. Yeah. Study meteorology.
Like, I feel that they should be studying meteors.
Right. But yeah, so don't give me that fucking 17 degrees outside feels like 13. I don't know if you can call that a pancreas or a musing, but the bomb, Bureau of Meteorology.
I thought they weren't allowed to be called that anymore.
Yeah, but what, am I going to go to prison for it?
No. I thought they did like a huge restructure to change being
They
called.
did, but you still type in bomb and it's still the
Oh,
first thing that
okay.
turns up on your search.
I'm
Yeah.
not typing in bomb into Google. They're after me.
Yeah, well, you're not going to spell it B-O-M-B. It's B-O-M. The bomb.
Bomb.
The bomb.
So,
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building. You got 2
Yep.
episodes. Did you watch
Yep.
them?
Yep.
Episodes 5, My Love, and episode 6, I can't remember what it's called.
Ghost. Something.
Ghost. Something.
Stage ghost.
White
Ghost stage.
Ghost stage? I don't know. Anyway.
Gideon Ghost.
I kind of want to merge them together, like not talk about them, because they were kind of like a...
Yep.
Because they're still
I have a new theory.
I don't know. I'm so lost. They keep throwing me in different directions.
I got a new theory.
Okay.
It came after watching the end of episode 5.
Okay.
You know, when because Martin Short and Meryl Streep get it on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everybody got it on in that episode.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So, except for Steve Martin, except for Charles.
He did not.
No, he did not get it on. Okay. Hear me out. So, you know how at the end of the episode, he's in her apartment and then he sees that picture and then he finds the scrapbook with all of the clippings of Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this? Is she his mother?
Ben's mother.
Yep.
Why would she kill him?
We don't know that she killed him.
Well, there is some
Is
type
she his
of
mother?
connection because they have the fight. Just seems like a weird fight.
But what if it was jealousy over the fact that his career ended up being a lot better than hers? What if she put him up for adoption?
To better her career or something, to maybe. There is some type of stalkery vibe, but I didn't put it in a romantic.
What if she knows and he didn't?
I don't think he would have known. Okay.
It's just a theory. As soon as he pulled out the photo out of the bookcase and then he pulled out the scrapbook, before I knew anything, I just turned around to my wife and went, "She's his mother. She's his mother." It would explain the scrapbook.
Yeah.
Because when he was opening the scrapbook, there wasn't anything bad. It was just clippings. You know how like psychopathic people, those people who stay up late apparently,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they would write notes and messages and stick other things into it and all of that other stuff. It just looked like somebody who was keeping clippings.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be wrong, and
it?
chances are pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles didn't really seem upset that, is it Joy? Is that who it was, what her name was?
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to keep it together.
I don't know. He just spent like 20 minutes in a storeroom with a goldfish.
President McKinley.
Yeah, and then
As soon as he put the fish in the cistern, I turned around to my wife and I went, "You can guarantee he's flushing it." Guaranteed. And then he did.
And then he gets out of it by filming himself.
Yeah. I think I think we should pretty much tell our audience that we don't really much review this as much as talk about it.
Oh no, no, it's
It's
great. We don't have anything to review.
It's
not a
great. We
shit
love
show.
it. Yeah,
We
no,
just-
it's fantastic.
Let's talk about our musings.
Hold for a moment.
Mm.
New suspect, obvious suspect, but I think I have a reason why he could be a suspect. I think Tobit is now a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Tobert.
Bear.
Because he has managed to get her away from the two of them. Because the three of them together solve the murders.
And
If they're doing it separate.
he wants to be there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still keeping the brother in there, penciling him in. Penciling him in for the top three.
There's something that we've missed, and I just don't know what it is. I think I'm going to spend this week rewatching everything.
Still going with the brother. Tobit. Surprise of Meryl being Paul Rudd's mother.
Yeah, I don't think Meryl killed him.
I don't think so.
I think Charles did it in a rage, in an accident.
In the white hazy type. No, because then there wouldn't be a season 4.
Or they could be framing him to do it, and then season 4 is them getting him out of jail or out of where he.
Yeah, but how would they have another murder next year?
They won't need another murder because it'll be trying to still solve the Paul Rudd Arconia murder.
Can I just say that in episode 6, when Jane Lynch was there and she mentions she has a lot of people die in this building. I was something along the lines of, I don't know if I'm right or whatever it is. She has something like, I wouldn't live here. Too many people die here or something.
I liked I think it was like the first opening scene of episode 5, and Oliver goes, "It's been a while since I dipped my quill in the lady ink or something. Has it changed?"
Yeah. Yeah.
That one, and
So,
Joy
yeah.
singing about her wearing a thong. He's like, "I'm wearing a thong, and I hope it's not wrong."
Yeah, so Tobit, I mean, he's become too obvious, but at the same time, as I said, he's managed to drive a wedge between the three of them.
Mm.
And as I said, to do that, to throw them, because the three of them working together solve the murder. So if he gets them to work separately, he may be able to get away with it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I could be wrong about Paul Rudd being Meryl Streep's son, but age-wise, it works.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
It's just not like Dickie's his biological brother, I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
The more you know.
Write your theories down below. We'll read them.
Yeah.
We read comments.
Yeah, why not?
Sometimes.
Yeah. 1,080 people watched the last episode and only 11 people liked it and nobody commented.
Because there's no notes. We don't have anywhere to improve on.
It's hard to improve on perfection, right?
Correct. So
you and I both know that this is not perfect.
who's to say?
Yeah. RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under season 3, possibly the last season. I'm still of the opinion that they are trying to end this show. Am I boring you?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I agree.
They are not trying to do anything to salvage it for another season. They're not. they have so much material to choose from, but they're just making these queens look like the worst drag queens in human existence. It's
Agreed.
not. It's not right. And it's so disrespectful to Down Under drag. So disrespectful.
You know what I'm sick of them doing? And they did this to Courtney Act, and now
Mm.
they're doing it to Hollywood, where, oh, because you don't show vulnerability, you're not showing who you are. Who the fuck cares? They're talented as shit. Like, they can lip sync, they're performing. Who cares
But,
what if they don't
but they
fucking
want the story so people will be engaged and will want to continue watching. But they don't give a fucking shit about. I'm telling you right now, RuPaul has basically ruined drag for Down Under, like the franchise. Like it's. I cannot see a season 4.
No.
And then you find out, okay, so they had a drag brunch type thing. Let's face it, it was a talent show.
Yeah.
Right. And for reasons unbeknownst to me, Bumper Love seems to think she's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was weird. The interpretive fucking fan dance about mental health.
I'm sorry, but Hollywood Star was the winner for me. She had an original song. She performed it. She did choreo. Like, that's what you do at a drag brunch. None of this pretending to love dogs who pee or hula hoop dance. That was weird, but not funny.
Like the fan dance about mental health, right? Okay, so I've watched things and I've heard stories about excuse me, about how they couldn't do a certain character on Snatch Game because it wasn't legal and all of this other stuff. Producers, editors, legal people, did they think at some point to maybe go, fan dance about mental health? We should probably rethink that. We should probably go, do you have a second option? Or something like that. They went, no. And this is just what propagates my theory of final season. RuPaul is just like, I'm getting sick and tired of flying to New Zealand every fucking year, blah, 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 all of this other stuff. Let's just kick it while it's down. No one is going to give two shits about who wins this season. No one's going to care. No one's going to care. But the other problem is that there isn't a personality in there that's out there enough to be considered charming enough that if that person were to win, they would be remembered in 12 months' time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the personalities of the top 4 right now are not polarizing enough for you to go, good on them.
In the last season, Spanky Jackson, it could have gone either way. It was Spanky Jackson and Hannah Conda. And they're both I still remember them.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that, I'm actually quite disgusted in the fact that they're doing this unapologetically. They're not even like going, it's not us. It's just that like these drag queens this season are shit. And this is actually the best of what we could possibly like scrape together or anything like that. It's just every episode you watch it, you just go, are you fucking kidding me? Is this really, really happening? They're just so disrespectful of Down Under drag. Anybody who is in the drag scene down here will tell you that Australian drag is different and they did not respect it. And they're continuing to not respect it. And it's actually quite disgusting.
I agree.
Controversial point. Really don't care.
I don't know. I feel when they sit there and they're like, oh, we want to see the real you. It's just a cop out. I'm like, you got nothing else to say.
What if the real you's an asshole? I think I asked this in another episode. What if the real them is an asshole? Then they don't end up going further because then they don't like their attitude and they've got no work ethic or whatever it is. Like they find another reason. Like, if you're saying to somebody, we want to find out who the real you is, if I was that queen, I'd be going, fuck, I'm going home this episode.
Yeah.
Or I'm going home the next episode. Because as soon as they say that to someone, it's usually within an episode or two, they're gone. They did the same thing to Ben de la Creme in season 6.
Mm.
We want to see who the real you is, and then 2 episodes later, she was gone.
Which
It's
they're in drag. They're a character.
mm-hmm.
So why do you want to see the real them? It just doesn't make sense. It's stupid.
You're right. It's a cop out. It's bullshit.
And then we had Bumper in the bottom and Gabriella Labucci. And Bumper didn't know the words.
Bumper
So-
went home. I haven't actually seen interviews or read anything yet, but I've read some headlines and stuff, and Bumper basically tears apart the season. Like tears apart how she was treated during the season and how she was shown and stuff. Be interesting to say.
I don't think she was shown in a bad light.
I don't think she was shown to her potential.
No, I agree.
You know, it just occurred to me. They basically just made her a filler queen.
Yeah.
Which plays into the disrespectful thing again.
You did say that she wanted to go in to get her club name out there.
Yeah.
So
we're only in this because we now need to know who fucking wins, but I'm it's very disheartening.
yeah.
But then, I watch an interview with Sasha Colby on YouTube and I'm okay again.
No.
Just makes me feel okay about the world. I'm going to say right now that I believe that Isis Avis DeLorean. No. Isis Loren.
Isis Avis Loren.
Thank you. I think she might take it out.
Yeah. I agree.
But at the same time, don't really care.
Nope.
Right. Love her.
Let's wrap this up, shall we?
Oh. All right.
I'm fading. just
Do you have any words of wisdom?
No, I've got nothing.
Got nothing?
No.
Okay. Well.
No, okay. I do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, you know how like there's a thing called ghost poops? Like
no.
Where you wipe, but sometimes there's nothing there.
Oh, yeah.
So the theory is that you have a ghost poop soulmate. So sometimes when you wipe and, sometimes there's nothing there, but then other times you wipe and it's like, just seems like it just keeps going. So apparently
marker, yeah.
When you're having a ghost poop, your ghost poop soulmate is having the opposite.
You wanted to finish the episode on that.
Yep.
It's really funny you should do that. It's really funny you should do that because you know what I was going to say? I was going to thank all of our listeners and viewers and tell them that they were all islands of reality in an ocean of diarrhea.
There you go. Ghost poop.
That was going to be... We're on far too much of a wavelength now. It's scaring me. I can't right now. But we just want to thank everybody for watching and listening, especially to the more than 1,000 viewers that we got on the YouTubes for the last episode. Thank you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Ding the bell for notification. Because we're at like 44 subscribers now. Remember when we struggled to get to 24? Now we have more than that. Any up and coming drag queens? We should get a guest on.
Yeah,
Jack, get
ego.
your internet fixed. Ego, just get your ass on here. Because we actually do have to start looking at episode 50.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's coming up very, very quickly. So, Jack, get your internet sorted out. Ego, you do you and come on.
I was going to say I'd like to get ego on for the finale of Only Murders in the Building. They were supposed to be on every episode, but that's kind of our fault because we had some scheduling issues. But I would like to see
No.
more than one
No.
one look
No.
from
No,
ego.
don't make excuses for the fact that ego, you know, hit us up on the chats or something.
I know that we're stalkers.
Annoying stalkers. Just say, ego. You know, and every now and then, ego, you hear a noise in the middle of the night. That's me tapping on your window.
You know, ego, when you do a poop and you keep wiping and wiping and wiping. I'm having a ghost poop at the same time.
Stop. So, yeah, if you want to ding the bell for notification. Thanks for watching and listening. Don't forget, yeah, if you're listening to us on one of those podcast platforms that I can't be bothered naming, and Hailey hates it when I do, give us 5 stars, give us a review, leave some comments in the YouTubes if you want. If they're shitty ones, I just take them off. I don't want any fucking negativity on my fucking YouTube channel. If you're an up and coming queen or whatever, like just DM us on the fucking Instas. We're on Insta on Drag Me Out Official. Yeah, we've got the website dragmeoutofficial.com.au. If you want to buy a game, hit us up. We'll be able to do something. I have a box of games next to my foot right now. Magically sent up from Melbourne. I just got the ghost poop thing going on in my head. Jack, ego, come on here. Because I have a theory. Okay.
Mhm.
We're at the point now where we've been doing this for a little while. We're obviously a little bit more comfortable doing it. I think we need to bring somebody else in and make them uncomfortable.
Mhm. It's always fun.
And, and then, so we've got something else. Sometimes you just need that third opinion. And the 2 people who we have named, those of you who have watched or listened previously know that ego has an opinion, and that's why we love ego. And I'm actually very keen to hear Jack's opinion on just about everything, including the ghost pooping conversation.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we just want to thank everybody. Thank you. And we'll see you next week for RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Season 3. Only Murders in the Building Season 3. Can Cass get to work without anybody sitting next to her on the bus? Season 2. Hailey and her Telstra drama, Season 2. And if anybody's got any ideas on anything that we can do for episode 50, and telling us to go fuck ourselves is not an idea.
We already do that.
And we'll see everybody on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bum, 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 bum. Mwah, bum, 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 bum.
Be diarrhea Barbie. Goodbye.
Ghost.